Hey guys, first regardsman here, and today I'll be talking about a bolt sniper rifle build for the sniper class in Space Marine 2 patch 12.2. Now on this build, I will be using the relic tier headshot multiplier version, mainly because a lot of players actually have trouble with the heroic variant because this one is overall less forgiving on the ammo economy. The only ammo restoration perks that actually function on this weapon are from the heroic effects, so today I'm building around this one. Now, for the perk tree here, I do take the perk extended magazine first. Magazine size increases by 15% of the maximum, moving here into the perk Divine Might for a 10% damage buff. Then I pick up the perk Finisher Reload. After a finisher, the equipped weapon instantaneously reloads. This perk is okay on the bolt sniper rifle. Usually you don't need this one too much, but it's also not the worst thing ever. Next perk here is Unwavering Resolve. After reloading while having low ammo, damage increases by 25% for 5 seconds. A 25% damage buff for 5 seconds is enough for like 1 or 2 shots on a bolt sniper rifle, and usually on this weapon, when you are low ammo, you will have a drip feed come back to you off of perks like Versatile Precision, which means you do remain a low ammo count for quite a bit. Now, the next perk after this is, of course, Headhunter for a 10% damage buff on your headshots, moving down here into the perk Increased Capacity. Then I pick up the perk here, Strong Start. First round of magazine deals 25% more damage. This is where you have a pretty good synergy with the perk over here, Finisher Reload, because being topped off on this gun does help out. This is also where the heroic bolt sniper is definitely better, because as long as you hit your headshots on this variant, you will pretty much always be at a max capacity, but that being said, it's still pretty good here as well. Next perk here is Cleaving Fire, moving down here into the perk Reloaded Restoration. After reloading, your ammo reserve is restored by 50% of the number of enemies hit, cannot exceed maximum ammo capacity. This actually helps out your ammo economy a lot in this gun, so I pretty much always pick this up. This is like the main reason you take a relic version over the heroic variant, because this perk does not function on the heroic version at all. And the final perk is Recoupment. Killing a Majoris or higher enemy with a headshot, this weapon restores an armor segment. The cooldown is 15 seconds. This will save you so much HP off of like chip damage from range enemies. Getting 1 armor back on a headshot may not seem very substantial in this game initially, but the more you play with this perk, the better it gets. Really good option. I honestly love this one, and that's pretty much all there is for the bolt sniper rifle. Now for the secondary weapon, I do take the heroic bolt pistol, mainly for the burst fire effect. All 3 rounds from this burst fire will trigger the perk over here, Pattern of Excellence, gets you 1 equipment back every 30 seconds. A really good synergy off of that. And also in patch 12.2, they did buff up the gun strike damage on this to like actually match the other variants. Now unfortunately, I have heard the gun strike buff did not properly go through, but either way, this is still the option worth taking in my opinion, just for that 3-round burst synergy. Now for the perk tree here, I do go down the top tree predominantly, starting off with the perk Perpetual Precision, moving here into the perk Headhunter, Gunstrike Reload, Increased Capacity, Headhunter again, and then the most important perk here, which is Elite Hunter. After killing a Majoris or higher enemy with a melee weapon, headshots will deal 50% more damage for 10 seconds. Now, this is an incredible buff for pretty much any secondary in the game, and also the auto bolt rifle, but to actually trigger this, you have to get either a melee finisher or a melee kill, and you have to have the weapon equipped, and if you swap off the weapon for those 10 seconds at all, you will lose the effect, so just keep that in mind. Next perk here is Headhunter, down here into the perk Extended Magazine, finishing off with the perk Divine Might for a 10% damage buff, and that's pretty much all there is for the secondary option here. And also, one of the other reasons I took this gun is because it has a cool sound effect on the Raven Guard skin, and you also have that for the 3-round burst, so a pretty cool option. Now for the melee weapon selection, I do take the new heroic combat knife Argent Edge, mainly because this is like the best defensive fencing weapon in the entire game currently, and not only does it give you damage on parry with the perk here Scathing Retort, but it will also interrupt any parry in a chain immediately on the first parry for a gun strike. That is incredible against enemies like Raveners or melee Terminators that usually lock you down, so a really good option to prevent like horrific damage against Whip Warriors and stuff like that, which is why I pick it up here on this build. Now, for the perk tree here, I do build it a little goofy. I skip over things like Shadow Stab. I go down the top tree immediately. Now, the main reason I go down the top tree here is because the perk below this, Kinetic Energy, is just not that good with this weapon in my opinion. This is the slowest knife of every top tier option in the game currently. It is slower than all the relic versions and the Power Gladius, so for that reason, you don't really get as many consecutive heavy attacks on this as you would other variants, so I go up here instead. Next perk here is Perpetual Strength and Perpetual Strength for a 10% melee damage buff. Then I pick up the perk here, Heavy Onslaught, into the perk down here, Whirling Blow. Then I pick up Tide of Battle, and then I grab the perk Shoulder Bash. Now, Shoulder Bash is just a way better lunging attack, in my opinion, than the other base, like, distance stab version. And because of that, I do prefer it over just picking up Shadow Stab on this build, because usually you're not going for, like, full damage on this weapon anyways, but if you want to do that, you definitely can. Final perk here is Terminus Slayer, and alternatively you could pick up Extremis Slayer. That is up to you, but that's pretty much everything there is for my melee weapon setup. Now for the sniper perk tree, I do take the perk here Melee Mastery first for a 20% multiplicative melee damage increase against Majoris and higher enemies. Now I would like the perk up here Block Break if it weren't for the fact that penetration values like this, they do not give you any bonus damage from headshots and stuff like that, so pretty shit for a sniper in my opinion, but I pick this one up instead. Next perk here is High Capacity for a 10% ammo increase, which is pretty nice to have, though alternatively you could pick up Vantage Point or Adaptability. Then I grab the perk here, Iron Grip. Weapon spread and recoil reduced by 20%, and range damage against terminus enemy. Weapon spread and recoil reduced by 20%, and range damage against terminus level enemies is increased by 15% for both sniper rifles and stalker bolt rifles. Well, guess what? Both sniper rifles are us, and also every other perk in this column does literally nothing for this weapon, so definitely grab this one. Next perk here is Marksmanship for a 10% headshot damage increase for our entire team. I mainly pick this up because it does help with breakpoints occasionally, and also if you do pick this up, pretty much always pick up the next perk as well, which is Squad Renewal or Renewal. Actually, this one's only Renewal. Squad Renewal is a team perk, but either way, always pick up one of these because without these, your Camo Cloak does kind of suck, even though they did bring up the base cooldown, or they lowered the base cooldown of your Camo Cloak from 125 seconds to 90, I would still grab these because it just feels way better on this class. Next perk here is Targeted Shot for a 75% range damage buff on the first Camo Cloak break shot, which is really good for a bolt sniper rifle. And the next perk is up to you. You either take Lingering Concealment or the perk up here, Persistence. This one will give you no knockback for 10 seconds and a 20% health damage reduction on Camo Cloak break. That is a pretty great perk effect, but also Lingering Concealment just gives you 2 seconds of free cloak on your first attack, which is also very strong, and this is 100% up to you. I would usually just skip over Ambush between these two. Next perk here is Apparent of Excellence, performing 3 consecutive headshots or equipment charged by 1. The cooldown is 30 seconds. 30-second Melta Bombs is like 90% of your horde clear on this class anyways. This is one of the best perks in the entire game, to be honest, so definitely grab this one. I mean, you could pick up Evasion, but like on this build, it's not very strong, and the perk over here, Emergency Override, really not as good as this either, so that is pretty much everything there is for the sniper tree. Now for the sniper prestige perk options, I do take the perk Emperor's Grace first. When Camo Cloak activates, you become invulnerable to damage for 2 seconds. This is just an amazing utility perk in Space Marine 2. Invulnerability grants you not only invulnerability to damage, but also knockback. So being able to hit your Camo Cloak for like 2 seconds and just immediately get this up, that is a very useful perk to have. I think this is probably the best perk in the entire tree for like most builds. Next perk here is Versatile Precision. Performing a kill with your secondary weapon restores 15% of your primary weapon's ammo. The cooldown is 15 seconds. I mean, this is like the main reason we take a Relic Bolt Sniper Rifle anyways, is so we can actually use this perk, because this perk does not function at all on the heroic variant of the Bolt Sniper Rifle, so definitely grab it here. Pretty much solves your ammo economy, and to be honest, the Bolt Sniper Rifle in like all variants without the heroic perk effect or without this perk on the prestige perk option is just a horrifically ammo inefficient weapon, so that's why I pretty much always take this one. Next perk here is Indomitable Spirit, or excuse me, it is Conviction. When your armor is fully depleted, you'll take 25% less health damage for 15 seconds. This just makes you significantly more tanky, so I pretty much always pick this up. This one also has a 15-second uptime versus the 10-second uptime of every single other Conviction in the game, so I would definitely grab it here. And the final perk is Exacting Focus. After a gun strike, you deal 20% more range damage for 10 seconds. This perk is already really good in the sniper on like every build he has, but especially with an Argent Edge where you get a gun strike off of every single parry, this perk is even better, so I would definitely suggest grabbing it here. And a 20% range damage buff for just gun striking anybody in the game, that's a super powerful option, so I'd pretty much put it on all my builds. And that's pretty much all there is for this one, guys. The Relic Tier Bolt Sniper Rifle is definitely more forgiving to use. You can definitely notice the damage reduction here as well, but I have to say, you know, if you don't want to use the heroic one, you can definitely pick this one up. It is still a very strong tool, especially versus Tyranids, and against Chaos, you might actually have an easier time as well, because occasionally their headshot hitboxes do kind of suck. And hopefully this build guide helped you, and if you like content like this, subscribe for more, and as always, thank you for watching. If you want to come and hang out with me live or ask me questions about the game, you can find me here on YouTube or on Twitch with a link in the video description alongside a link to my community Discord.
Line cloak ready.
5 bullets for one guy. Well, he wasn't rage. I probably missed at least maybe 3. I don't know. I'm gonna count. was just talking about the other guy. Yeah, that one's bad. That's why we use the easy mode one. I forgot it's Easter today, isn't it? Easter's in April, brother. I don't think it's... First of all, it's not even Sunday, brother. I don't know where you're from. But here... Is there a quick way to break and raise sword warriors or blocking? No, that's why they suck. They kind of have to attack you half the time. If you have block charges, you can do it. Halo Infinite took it out of you, now you don't care about competitive shooters. That's fair. Halo Infinite kinda disappointed me greatly. Why Emperor's Grace is so good. Why did Halo Infinite half flop? I mean, that's a pretty easy answer. It's because Halo Infinite had a pretty good campaign, or pretty entertaining campaign to play through, and then the multiplayer just kind of sucked. Or was like super undercooked. They tried to go like back too far, I feel. Like, you know, I understand they didn't want Halo 5 again, but Halo Infinite just felt like all the game modes, to my memory, were undercooked at launch. Can you go full charge attack build and solve the Power Fist? I mean, that's pretty much every Power Fist build. It's full charge attack. They just build melee damage and overcharge. Oops, what I wanted. Oh, somebody swarm mines around here. What the fuck is this shit?
We cannot backtrack. Active camouflage charge. I am a phantom of death.
Ah, a melted bomb, beautiful.
Could prove useful.
Been noticing a lot of ways to spore mines this patch. They said there was a bug. That's what they said. There's some kind of bug going on recently.
Our way is clear.
They had no intentional director change. Some people were asking about it. I think they checked. They said, like, it might be a bug, straight up. That the director's just bugged at the moment. Because there have been a disproportionate amount of ranged enemies people have been reporting. I mean, I'm sure most of you have noticed there are, like, a fucktillion bramble guys and, snipers now. A Tyranid bug, yeah. Quick question, what is Nightmare difficulty? It's just a mod. It's just Absolute Plus, but I call it Nightmare difficulty because Absolute Plus is a lame name. Sorry, Hypex, if you're watching. Hypex, the author of it, asked me to play it, so it will be done.
Active camouflage charge. Rearming. Xenos stealthily tries to ambush us. Xenos love beneath us. That's a charge planted. Fresh magazine. The galaxy is a better place for there being one less Ravener. Never lost sight of that. They shall not see me.
Gross.
Chameleon line cloak ready. Reloading.
Almost got myself frame trapped in that. Is that a bolt pistol with the burst legendary, or am I missing something? This is indeed the burst legendary bolt pistol.
The hive ships are moving into range of the Capillary towers. We are in Kadaka's final hours.
The hallway of biomass flesh. I can already hear the Zeta 6 speech from the exfiltration.
Chameleon line cloak activated. Active camouflage charged. Alien biobomb eliminated. Readying next volley.
Alright, what do you think will come with for the progression update in patch 13? That's a great question. For the progression update in patch 13, the number one thing I need to address in this game is the leveling experience. I think the prestige level grind is just obnoxious as it currently stands. Or like, at the very least, let people keep their builds after.
Changing magazine.
That PTS will probably come out in April, late April.
Objective on the other side.
You're not really satisfied with Borderlands 4 and you're looking to play Space Marine 2. Should you start? Absolutely, dude. Also, I'm pretty sure you're not alone in playing Borderlands 4. I'm pretty sure Borderlands 4 has less players now than Darktide does on off-season. Just sad.
We must find and wake up all of the machine consoles to reach the battle.
Stealth ready.
Hi, bro, just remember his Twitch password? I streamed like a day ago. What do you mean?
Chameleon line engaged. Active camouflage charge.
There you go.
Cannot enter the fortress until the entire
What's up, Shaster Master? What's up, Lord Vegeta? Yeah, there was a pretty big Dragon Ball reference in that new JJK episode. For those who know Ball.
have no vibrant tactics.
Which bolt sniper am I using? This is the 2.7 times headshot multiplier version on the relic tier.
Ultra-bomb prime. You cannot enter the fortress until the entire system is activated. Chameleon line cloak ready.
Any updates on the Battle Barge expansion? It was delayed. It was delayed,
And rot.
but it's coming out next patch. Supposedly. It's supposed to just be a training mode, but like it's probably gonna be a worse training mode than what we have on the mod the Hypex made. Kind of hard to get better than his, to be honest. That one's got everything you'd ever want. And he's still cooking on it. Right, where is it?
We must
Oh yeah, it's always
search
over
where
here.
this invasive material has made its home. I would say we have found our invasive material.
Right down the middle.
We eliminate the source, we eliminate the obstacle. The Tyranid infestation will grow no more. Bioform Park. We eliminate the source, we eliminate the obstacle.
Hypex stop cooking challenge impossible. It's true. He should just be a dev at this point. That man's done more work for the SM2 community than like anyone I can think of. Kotsu is so strong. I never liked Yuta. I know my friends Alon's and Orion put out a banger video on it, but
My target. Active camouflage charged. Alien bioform eliminated. Readying next volley. Chameleoline cloak activated.
alright, you guys are getting melted bombs. I declare.
Chameleoline cloak ready. Fester and rot. We cannot enter the fortress until the entire system is activated. Stealth ready. Rearming.
Is the fencing fist good? I can play block. I can't play block. Too slow for the charge. Well, block doesn't change the charge time at all. All weapon speed does is change the recovery animations of things. Doesn't actually affect the charge time. The fencing fist is the worst fist in the game. The relative options. If you're gonna go for a weapon for a fist, I use balance, block, or the heroic version. That is a fencing variant. So if you want to use a fencing version, just take the heroic. Much better.
Blessings extended to the slumbering unit. Awakening has begun.
Someone said, I have the standard version with some add-ons, but the 2-year anniversary edition is still too much, even with 50% off. Is it too much? It's still, I don't think it's even on sale right now. Is it? I think they ended the sale like 2 days ago.
Console operational. Connection to core controls established. Praise the Messiah. System restoration complete.
I hope they will add in large-scale combat for Space Marine 3 and PvP with tanks and stuff like that. What do you think of that? You know, it's funny you mentioned this. Jeff and I actually have a video. I don't know if he's posted it yet, but like we talked about this a bit. That Toxic Commando has vehicles, I believe, and we might see vehicles in Space Marine 3. That'd be pretty big. I think vehicles are very iconic in 40k in general. So having more of that in the campaign is like even like a set piece. Because, you know, we look back at old games like Battlefront 2, like Halo 3 or Halo 2. Some of the most interesting portions of those games were the vehicle sections. Like, I think we all remember the Scorpion tank in Halo 2.
Chameleoline cloak ready. The lictor stood no chance. That zoanthrope is no more. Active camouflage.
Who knows?
Changing magazine.
Space Marine 2 has always been a game that kind of reminds me of Battlefront 2 from 2017. You know, the game that got murdered by the worst launch potentially in history for a shooter I've ever seen. A good game, I should say, ruined by greed, straight up. And never properly recovered. Hopefully the campaign in Space Marine 3 will have more replay value. I kind of doubt it will. I think the campaign is mainly there to draw players in at launch, and then they'll just expand the operations again. I think operations probably get most of their work once again. That one. Warthog Run, that too. It's on sale at £50.
Our orders are clear. Advance.
What trim color do you have on your pauldrons? I just have Null and Oil, and then I have Averland Sunset on the right. Actually, no, I have Lead Belcher on the left, I believe, or whatever the silver one is.
Installation done. Alien bioform eliminated. Chameleoline engaged. Perhaps they seek to choke our rivers with their dead. The stenches. Active camouflage charged. Arming melter charge. Their numbers are no match for our troops. Stealth ready. They shall not see me. Inserting fresh magazine. Precisely what we needed. Reloading. Fester and Emilio line cloak ready. Rendezvous at mark. Emilio line cloak activated. What? Icor assails my bones. Active camouflage charged.
There's Bramble all the way there, jeez. Alright, now it's time for the second portion of this.
Synaptic servant slaughtered. Emilio line engaged. Changing magazine. Emilio line. Melter bomb prepped and ready. There is a lift sniffing around. Stealth ready. Readying next volley. Emilio, ready. We have slain a carnivorous bio-abomination.
How nasty.
Rearming.
I'm trying to learn block, but I'm ass at the timings, but that new knife is so good I haven't been able to use anything else. Well, the new knife pretty much has the same timing as block. Alright, well that was a little sauce. It would be cool if we had selectable frags in the loadout that we could start the mission with. Well, then everyone would just pick Melt-A-Bomb every single time because it's the best.
Is our way to the cannons.
Every single person just be like, alright, let's see, what can I choose today? Melt-A-Bomb.
The Tyranid seem to know you're close. They are amassing at the fortress.
They will come at us from all sides, and we will meet them.
Battlefront 2 recovered, then it had hackers after hackers ruined it. That did also happen, but also just like never properly recovered its player base from the initial thing. Melt-A-Bomb today? Daring today, aren't we? Yeah, that's what I mean. You're like, what are we going to use today, chat? Melt-A-Bomb. Melt-A-Bombs are so dramatically better than like every other option in the game. It's kind of nuts.
Size, but it's weapons, brothers.
It will fall to the Emperor's might. To the cannons!
What's up, FTG in chat? FTG, you were the target audience for that Blood Angel cinematic? I was. One day we'll get a cinematic trailer for a 40k title that has more than just
They shall not see me.
that will actually have the balls to not put in Ultramarines at all. I'm just kidding. I never already had that in Dawn of War 4, but
Fire on the terror.
a new edition trailer.
Reloading. Active camouflage charge. Delta installation done. Fester and rot. See what abomination.
Imagine the Melta is throwable.
Gun beast is no
Just
more.
toss it. I thought that wouldn't even be that hard to do. Like I could probably toss a Melta. Actually, no, I could not. Yeah, I forgot how big they are. A Melta bomb is probably the size of your head. How big is a Melta bomb in comparison to a guardsman in this game? I've never checked. It must be fucking huge. Tired of seeing chaplain faces? Yeah, they give chaplains like the super gnarly skull helmet and they never put it on. Yeah, I'm sure you've been asked this a bunch, and when is the voice pack going to be free? We don't know yet. They're just working with the because you know they have to go through Sony and Microsoft and Steam or Valve. So that's one. They said they'll release more info with time. Holy moly. Okay, thanks. Yeah, no problem, dude. I'll probably... I mean, I'm sure we'll get info on it like the next month, but it's probably not going to take them a little bit. All we know is, like, it will be free eventually. It's still purchasable, but, like, you'll get a refund if you do buy it now, eventually. I hope it's refundable if I'm in a pub, and I'll be like, ooh, one more pint then. Now that's the dream. I've been known to partake in the occasional Horus Hennessy. I should have gone to Adepticon. I hear they all got fucked up there. That sounds pretty fun. I also heard Angry Joe was there. Actually, I know he was. He was streaming it on the night. He was in the same category as me. Should have raided him. I'm a huge Angry Joe fan, chat. That man's an internet icon. Guy's still going. Angry Joe, Planet Side 2 video, good times. I still remember when he and Nostalgia Critic collaborated for the Man of Steel review. Voice pack should be unlockable like the half-assed blue chain sword. They said they're going to try to do fewer repeats in the future, but I don't know, man. They've done a lot of cosmetic repeats recently. We'll see what they're cooking up, if they're cooking up a year 3 or not. I do have a sneaking suspicion Tech Marine was the biggest patch this game. We'll see this year. Depends. So it takes forever to go away. Come on. Alright, alright, alright. Hold on. Alright, I'll leave here. Before that lands on my fucking head. Oh! Speaking of Adepticon, what did they reveal? How to dip out? The audio was ass, the visuals dropped. It was my first, by the way. It wasn't like anything super substantial. We got the 11th edition reveal. That was the big thing, is that we're getting 11th edition tabletop. I did read through the rules a little bit. There was a, I know Chapter Master Valorant did a video on it, if you're curious, but, the new tabletop rules look pretty nice. A lot of quality of life stuff. The big thing is that, like, your current codexes will still work. Like, at least for now. That was not true for 10th edition.
Activation complete. Ready to fire.
You know, 40k tabletop is one of those things that you just kind of have to be careful. Like, not be careful. Like, it just takes forever. You have to have a lot of time to play 40k tabletop. Matches can take like 3 to 5 hours sometimes. I think Kill Team is better for that reason. For, like, you know, more casual play. But also you gotta think, the people that are willing to paint models for hours are usually be the ones with a lot of spare, willing to put their spare time they do have It is such a thing. Maybe in the worst possible time to do this.
It cannot shrug off our cannons. The Titan fires at us. Stay back from the Tyranid filth. We have landed a powerful blow. Only twisted Xenos
Alright, one more.
remain. We have incoming. Time to end this.
Thing.
Avoid its contamination.
Economic is what I call that.
Generators and recharge the
40k tabletops for people who don't have kids and have lots of money. I don't think that's remotely true at all. I think most people that play 40k tabletop probably are married and have children. At least most of the ones in this chat.
They shall not see. Their numbers are no match for our trade.
There are a ton of dads that play 40k. Like a staggering amount, actually. 40k is honestly like a... I'm gonna say it, 40k as a tabletop game is like one of the more adjusted...
Inserting fresh magazine. Re-energize the last cannons.
Yeah, 40k is dad core, that's what I mean. It's the dad game. Hey, what's up, Kane? Look at the raid. Oh shit.
A Xenos stealth is trying to ambush us. We must use the generators and recharge the cannons.
That way, I mistimed that. There's no excuse, I just mistimed that one. Now, I can get it all back by doing this.
Active camouflage charged. Alien firebomb lifted. Giga Xenos love crawling beneath.
Old Hammer's Giga Chad status.
Activate the generators and restore
Old
the
Hammer, like, which one? Like the old world? Oh, not Giga Chat, Giga Dad status. Like, dudes who collect classic minis or even play old editions. Yeah, there are a ton of dads who play 40k. I don't think I've ever thought of it as, like, people you would never expect to play 40k play 40k all the time.
The Titan fires.
I mean, half the people you'll meet at, like, a 40k convention go with, like, their wives or something. And their kids. I used to see similar things at, like, tabletop or Magic. There was a guy at a local store of mine that, like, he would bring his kids to go play Magic for pre-releases. I wish my parents did that. Not that my parents were awesome, okay, it's very clear if they're watching, Dad. If you're watching, you were awesome, but you should have played more card games than me. TG Senior, yeah. My dad did send me a text the other day. Why is this first two regards when a guy sound just like you?
We have incoming.
No reason. Commissar, first for dads, man, yeah.
Fester and rot. Stealth ready.
Point is, you know, as awesome as my dad is, it could have been cooler to play Magic the Gathering.
The Titan fires at us.
He did teach me to fish, though. Let's grab the
You and the Xenos weapon. Spore line spotted.
Oh, there we go, peek.
Take the shot on those damn towers and unleash divine retribution.
Teaching your son to fish is the most stereotypical dad thing to do. Well, guess what? Guess what? Taught me to fish. Fish a man to teach and hold Dark Kraken. That's true, Roger. Loving this minimal difficulty gameplay right now. Yeah, you know, minimal, absolute, basically the same thing. There we go. That was a lot of Extremis that time.